This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. High drama in St. Mary. Mob kills 2 of 5 would-be robbers, 1 in custody, 2 on the run. 2 of 5 men who reportedly went on a suspected criminal mission to Richmond in St. Mary were killed by an angry mob in the neighboring communities of Caneheap and Brainerd, also in the parish, on Friday night. The deceased have not yet been identified, but they are not believed to be from St. Mary, according to the police. A third alleged hoodlum was handed over to the police by residents, while law enforcers are searching for 2 other men who are believed to be still hiding in bushes in the area. According to preliminary reports, sometime after 10 p.m. on Friday, the men drove to a section of the Richmond community. While there, they reportedly went to a mechanic to have their vehicle fixed. It is unclear what later happened between the men and the mechanic, but the visitors attacked him, stabbing him multiple times. The mechanic remains hospitalized in serious condition. Further reports are that an alarm was raised and the men attempted to flee the scene of the stabbing. But a relative of the mechanic reportedly trailed the man and used his vehicle to ram into the getaway car. The men eventually abandoned their vehicle along the roadway and ran into various sections of the neighboring Brainerd and Caneheap communities just outside Richmond. According to the police, 3 of the men later attempted to steal a Toyota Axio motor car from a premises in the Caneheap area. However, an alarm was raised by residents who became aware of the earlier stabbing incident that was allegedly carried out by the same men. Residents in the community eventually cornered 2 of the men, who both ran into a riverbed where they were beaten and chopped by their pursuers. A third man from that group was captured but was handed over to the police, who had by then been alerted about the night's dramatic events. The lifeless bodies of the 2 would-be robbers were found inside the riverbed by the police. The police are continuing to comb the area in search of the other 2 suspected criminals. Meanwhile, checks by the police have revealed that the Toyota motor car that the 5 men were traveling in is from the corporate area, and it appeared to have been stolen. The police continues to investigate the incident. Police say Clarendon men killed in crash were not shot. The police are reporting that none of the men killed during a crash and subsequent shooting in Clarendon last night received gunshot injuries. Protesting residents in the community of Hayes had claimed that the car was shot up by cops and that the 2 deceased were hit. The deceased have been identified as 21-year-old Kevon Salmon and 17-year-old Jamoy Blair, both of Top Hill District, Hayes in Clarendon. According to the police, about 8:55 p.m., a team of police personnel was conducting spot check in the area when they signaled the driver of a Nissan AD wagon motor car to stop. The driver reportedly disobeyed, sped away, and eluded the police, who went in search of the vehicle. The police, while searching the area, came upon a crash site where several persons had converged. The police further say on the approach of the team, shots were fired at them. The police returned fire, however, they say no one received gunshot injuries. According to the police, when the shooting subsided, 8 persons who were identified as occupants of the car were seen with injuries sustained from the crash. They were taken to a hospital for treatment, where Salmon and Blair were pronounced dead on arrival. The others were treated. The police say the matter was reported to the Inspectorate and Professional Standards and Oversight Bureau, the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM, and the traffic investigators, who are now conducting investigations. 2 injured in St. Elizabeth crash. 2 men were earlier today rushed to the hospital following a crash on the Littis Main Road in St. Elizabeth. An alleged eyewitness of the crash told the news that about 1 p.m. she was traveling behind a Nissan motor car when she saw it going out of control. "Me just see the car swerving from left to right and fly over the bush and go crash. Me frightened so till," she said. When the news arrived on the scene, residents lifted one of the 2 men from the vehicle. The other man exited the car with a wound to the head. A passing motorist transported the injured men to the hospital. Security guard nabbed with illegal firearm and a JDF uniform in St. James. A security guard who was reportedly caught with an illegal firearm and a Jamaica Defense Force uniform was yesterday arrested and charged by the police in St. James. 29-year-old Miguel Keldo of Albion in the parish has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The police said a team acting on information went to where Keldo was working and accosted and searched him, along with a black backpack that belonged to him. A .380 pistol with 3 cartridges was found, the police said. He was then taken to his house, where a section of a closet was searched and 2 camouflage jackets and 1 camouflage pants belonging to the JDF were reportedly found. His court date is being finalized. 6 nabbed and both seized in Morant Point Ganja bust. 6 men are now in police custody after Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard reportedly caught them aboard a 27-foot fiberglass fishing boat with over $3 million worth of ganja east of Morant Point, St. Thomas on Friday, June 11. The ganja, which the police said weighed about 914 pounds and values approximately $3,656,000, along with the boat, were seized. The narcotics police are still conducting investigations, but the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit said the JDF Coast Guards were on patrol in the area about 4 a.m. when they saw the vessel with the men aboard. The CCU reported that upon seeing the Coast Guards, the men started throwing several bags and buckets overboard. The vessel was, however, intercepted and the bags and buckets of compressed ganja retrieved. The men are to be interviewed before formal charges are laid. 20-year-old man accused of robbing man of motorcycle while posing as cop. A 20-year-old man is now facing charges of illegal possession of firearm and robbery with aggravation after he allegedly stole a man's motorcycle while posing as a police officer. Shamar Virgo was arrested after he sustained injuries in a fight with the man 3 weeks after the robbery, which took place in Alexandra District in St. Anne on Sunday, May 16. It is alleged that about 8 a.m., the complainant was driving his motorcycle along the roadway when a Toyota Axio motor car drove up behind him, and Virgo, along with 2 other men, reportedly alighted from the vehicle, posing as police officers. It is said that one of the men brandished a firearm and robbed the complainant of his motorcycle. However, the complainant escaped unharmed and reported the matter to the police. The police further reported that the complainant confronted Virgo on Monday, June 7, after he was spotted in the Alexandra area and a fight ensued, during which the complainant inflicted stab wounds to Virgo. Virgo was assisted to the hospital where he was treated and released to the police. Guidance counselor freed of rape charges due to lack of evidence. A male guidance counselor who was once on the police's wanted list for 2 reported incidents of rape was freed of the charges when he appeared in the Westmoreland Circuit Court on Thursday. However, when the matter was heard in court on Thursday, the prosecution indicated that the case could not proceed due to lack of evidence. Consequently, Blake was freed by High Court Judge Justice Bertram Morrison. Blake was represented by attorney Donahue Martin. The guidance counselor, who was then said to be a 30-year-old Clarendon resident, was listed as being wanted by the police for 2 counts of rape of a minor that were allegedly committed in March and June of 2020 in Little London, Westmoreland. He reportedly turned himself into the police on September 20, 2020, accompanied by his attorney. An arrest warrant was subsequently executed, with him being later charged by the police. Man arrested after police find firearm in Olympic Gardens. The police arrested a man in connection with the seizure of a Beretta Nano 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 9 cartridges on Larger Road in Olympic Gardens, Kingston yesterday. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Reports are that about 4:40 p.m., a team, during a targeted raid, searched the property where the firearm and ammunition were found. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.